Top of the morning to you, laddies. It's me, Mia Maples, and welcome to Minecraft Update Day, my dudes. You know, this one's kind of funny because technically speaking, today's update is classified as a minor update, but oh boy, from some brand new changes to things in the latest update to basically every single biome getting a brand new look, there's a lot here. Grab a cup of tea, sit back, and relax. Here's everything major you need to know 1.21.120. So, for starters here today, if you are a little bit confused, this update, it is not the Mounts of Mayhem update. Instead, this update, it comes with a bunch of prep work being done for the mounts. Unfortunately, when creating a new world inside of this update, there is no toggle for the Mounts of Mayhem features. If you want to check those out, you gotta slide over to the preview. One word, dithering. As defined by Urban Dictionary, dithering, taking ages to do a job or being intentionally slow. That doesn't sound right. Instead here, in the context of Minecraft, this update right here, stained glass. You take a look at it, it looks really good. Turns everything behind it to a different color. Or does it? Because when I walk up next to it, oh wow, the stained glass, it was blue, a vibrant deep red. No, it's nothing at all. The lime, it's gone. The purple, it's all gone from view. The reason it all disappears, well, that's thanks to a little mechanic called dithering. And this is going to happen with every single type of glass in the entire game, even the tinted one. When you get close enough, or the camera gets close enough to the glass will actually disappear from view entirely. Now, this change right here, it's a little bit of an accessibility change, and it's a little bit of a controversial one. Chat, what do you think about dithering? Do you like it? Great news. If you're not a big fan of it, slide into the accessibility settings menu and you'll find two toggles in the gameplay section for dithering for blocks and dithering for mobs. If you go ahead and flick the dithering for blocks toggle off, well then not only glass but things like sugarcane as well will no longer become transparent when you get closer to them. Dithering for mobs, on the other hand, I mean, that was pretty straightforward. Imagine the same thing happening, except this time for a mob. When I get close to it, it completely disappears. I believe when you update your game, by default, both of these things will be flipped to on. Now, this update here, this is really the accessible update of all time, the ladder. Take a look. This one is going to be very subtle, but when I get close, the camera will actually bounce back a little bit there. You see, when I step up to the ladder, I'm getting a little bit more of a the wide angle, I guess you could say, so I could maybe like see a little bit more of my peripherals here while I'm climbing the ladder. Another place you could really notice this camera zoom effect that will only happen in first person is when you're on a ladder, look to the side, and you can see the camera bouncing in and out a little bit here to give me a wider angle while I'm climbing. Kind of trippy. Unlike the dithering, this is not a setting that you are able to turn on or off. It's just here. Oh mama, now at this point in time, we might be moved on from the copper dropper, but with this update being the first major update since the copper dropper, we've got some changes to the stuff. I had to turn vibrant visuals off to take a look at this one because wow, take a look at those lanterns and that torch right there. If you're a Bedrock main, those things look completely different other than the particle. This is awkward. So done in the name of accessibility here, because previously, with certain kinds of color blindness, the green torch and the normal torch, they would look pretty much exactly the same. The change here, the developers have gone ahead and mintified the color coming from all of these copper lighting blocks, the lantern and the torch right here. But it seems like the developers might have forgot about something when they updated this because the green particle effect that will come from the torch is still the neon brighter color of the torch that it was originally in the last update. Whoops. Now, besties, real quick, this is a little reminder. Believe it or not, I do have a little YouTube channel, and on that channel, I try and post videos with tons of new updates, mechanics, whatever, tons of cool new stuff for you to check out just about every single day. If you like Minecraft and you want to stay up to date with everything to know, smash that subscribe button. And if you wouldn't mind while you're doing that, tap that like button too. Tapping that button really helps a little laddie out. Next up here, I want to take a look at the copper chest because is it just me or does the chest look a little bit different inside of this update? Our fanciest chest of all time, the copper chest here, has had some texture fixes. These texture fixes mainly have to do with the glint or direction of that diagonal movement on the copper chest and some of the bolts on the copper chest as well. Now, when we talk about bolts, I believe we are talking about some of the darker spots. You know, like that little spot right there. I think that the devs are calling that a bolt. Well, yeah, some of these textures have been cleaned up to make a little bit more sense and to be a little bit more consistent. They look pretty good. Now, I have to be quiet because another big change here when it comes to this update's features, and it has to do with the shelf and the redstone vibrations. If I power the shelf, the vibrometer will now detect the shelf receiving or losing redstone power. This is an expansion of the shelf's vibration mechanics, wherein previously, well, they would only happen when you would add or change things inside of the shelf. Also, is it just me? It's probably just me, but these items look really, really small inside of the shelf. That's definitely not an intended change. Now, swinging over to the local bodies of water all across your Minecraft world for this next one, because actually, in this update, they get way more safe, believe it or not. So this one here, that actually has to do with the light level and how water will dissipate. In every update up until this one right here, let's say I had a little bit of light going on. The first level of water would take that light level down by 2 blocks. The next one, 2 blocks again, the next one, 2 blocks again, and so on. Essentially, for every 1 block of depth, the water would dissipate the light by 2 light levels. This would lead to the water becoming very, very dark underneath here, and therefore would lead to a ton of drown spawning. This is why, for example, if you can ever remember sliding into a river biome in your world, something that's really not that deep or big at all, and sliding into this thing, it'd be filled with drown, trident wielding and not. But yeah, it was because the water was cutting out twice as much light as it does on Java. In the world of a parity update here, water will no longer cut out 2 levels of light per block. Instead, it's going to be 1 level of light per block. So that will mean being up here in the bright day, if I have a light level of 15 right here above the water, then this block right down here is going to be 14, 13, 12, and so on, the deeper that I go. This will mean that inside of the water in this update, you will find way less drown spawning all over the place than you ever would have before. As a little pro tip for you, if you are looking for more drown to spawn, trying to get your hands on a trident, well, then nighttime. Wait around in your world for it to turn to nighttime, maybe ideally inside of an ocean, and you should find even more drown spawning just like they used to. This water change here is one of the biggest changes inside of this update easily, and there's also one of those changes that helps us get ready for the Mounts of Mayhem update. Now, when playing the game inside of this update, you know how it goes. You're doing things, placing the blocks, breaking the blocks, you know, having the time of your life over here. But sometimes you need to take a little break. You pause the game and, oh mama, the pause screen. It's new, it's clean, it's romantic. The developers have completely reworked this screen. On the right-hand side, we have a social button. If you tap on that, you'll get your friends drawer to pop up. Then you've got a big picture of yourself right there and a button to lead you to the dressing room. And then over on the left-hand side, we have the logo and then a couple of buttons, a couple more buttons, and the spot right here letting us know that the game is paused. Now, these buttons, they're pretty straightforward. We have resume game, browse add-on, so that's a marketplace button, and then save and quit. These other buttons down here, this will take us to all of the settings. This will take us to advancements inside of the game with a clean picture. And then this one right here is the screenshot button. If you tap that, it'll take a picture of whatever you were paused on without the whole pause screen. Now, if you can remember, in like the last update or something, the developers added a bunch of new menus to the game. This pause screen is a continuation of the big UI overhaul of all of the menus inside of the game. Now, mentioning the marketplace, for one quick second, we need to take a look at a major new thing that has come to the game in this update. It's taken 2 years, but at last, the shaders have been added to the vanilla game in the marketplace. Yeah, that's right. So that means if you are playing on a system that supports vibrant visuals in the marketplace, you can now find shader packs that you can pick up. Now, these shader packs are going to completely transform the look of your entire game. One of the biggest differences between the shader packs and vibrant visuals is what the shader packs can do. For example, you take a look at these bright glowing torches. In the preview, you know, we can turn on, change some of the settings and make these torches actually glow. Have this really cool point to lighting and stuff, everything like it. Well, yeah, at least in default vibrant visuals right now, talking about not in the preview, that stuff isn't supported. That's where these third-party shaders come in. Things like Prisma Visuals, Luminous Dreams, there's so many out there where you can change how your game looks even more than ever before. Slide into the marketplace, and there is a brand new way to filter packs based off of vibrant visuals and packs that will alter the look of your game. It's a pretty huge deal. Stay tuned. Later this week, I'm planning on taking a look at an amazing new look of the game that changes everything. But pausing the game for 1 second, sliding down to video settings inside of vibrant visuals options, this thing is no longer called brightness. Instead, it's called gamma, and when I tap on it, it will take us to this screen right here. We have a brand new button right here to reset to default. Resetting it to default will put it right at 100%. And then we actually have a label, like a percentage number right here for exactly how much gamma you have. So if you found like the optimal number, you could actually tell people what number that's at. When it comes to other new vibrant visual settings, well, unfortunately in this update, we don't have any. But we do have a brand new look for the entire game. So I want to start with the dark oak forest biome right here. Take a look at the sky. As I'm in a beach biome, I mean, the sky is pretty like bright and clear and happy. As soon as I move into the dark oak forest biome, though, pretty quickly, the sky gets a lot more dim and dark, and the water, it's a little bit darker inside of the game, in the dark oak forest biome, inside of this update as well. Previously, the dark oak forest biome here, it didn't have any like a custom or unique settings. Wait, is that a swamp biome? Oh my god, I found the world's smallest swamp biome. Dude, that's crazy. Before this update, the dark oak forest biome simply reused the biome tinting from other biomes like the forest and whatever. The sky didn't get darker. I don't believe the water got very dark inside of the biome either. Now look, you please be patient on my Java main, but also, was the water in non-vibrant visuals always this dark inside of the biome? This kind of looks a little bit different and darker to me too, right? But it's not just the dark oak forest biome, no. Instead, in this update, the developers have gone ahead and touched just about every single biome in the entire game, changing the look of vibrant visuals across the entire world. We're talking about things like the sky and the overall look and coloration of every single biome. Now, specifically here, what the devs have done is slightly reduce the contrast across every single biome and reduce the intensity of temperature-based color grading effects. Now, we already did a pretty solid before and after, so if you want to check that out, check out this video next. Instead, for today, we'll focus on the modern era, the plains biome. This is sort of a little bit of a default to neutral. This is how it looks now. Now, our big difference is basically going to be a little bit of a less cartoonish vibe of a bunch of different biomes in Minecraft. Now, it's not all rainbows and sunshine, because unfortunately, that means we will have some casualties here. And moving from the plains biome over into the swamp biome. You know, previously, this place was notoriously warm, green, and steamy, and yeah, it's gonna be warm and green steamy, but way less warm, green, steamy than ever before. They have toned down, you know, the temperature-based coloration effects, and I mean, look, I won't lie, this one does kind of make me a little bit sad. I mean, yeah, thankfully, we have those new shader packs, so you can change the look of the biome and maybe find one to make it a little bit more intense again, but yeah, as the sun rises here, we will notice that the biome, it is green, but it's way less green than it would have been before. Now, with these coloration effects, you have to remember that typically, in most cases, they are most intense at the beginning and the end of the day. So as the sun begins to move higher up into the sky, our biome will actually kind of chill out a little bit, if you will. So fast forwarding things ahead to the middle of the day here, we're at noon, and yeah, you can see the biome right here. I mean, it's got a little bit of green going on still, but nothing like sunrise. From the cool neutral plains biome, sliding into a biome that gets a little bit more warm, the savanna. As soon as I step into here, we can see the screen getting a little bit warmer again. You know, kind of like it used to, except now, again, it's way more toned down. Honestly, to me, this all kind of makes the game look a little bit more realistic. Jumping ahead from the beautiful sunrise to daytime here, and we can see that it's definitely warmer than the plains biome, but not by as much. This is kind of perfect right here. Sliding from the warm biome back into the forest, a little bit more of a neutral. We can see it chills out a little bit. Our transitions are smoother. Then we move into the desert, previously one of the craziest biomes, and yeah, I mean, we got this really beautiful sky color, but it is nowhere near as Mexico as before. And actually, this is perfect. This change is going to be very subtle. Pay attention to the sky, but going from the desert to the Badlands biome, the sky changes color ever so slightly, but again, it's way less intense. Another biome you'll be able to find with some decently large shakeups here is the jungle biome. The jungle is way less humid feeling than before, but slightly more realistic. Side note, gotta say, that's the beautiful spot for the desert well up on the top of the hill. That's wonderful. Now, it's not just the on-land biomes, because when you move into an ocean biome, all of the look of the ocean biomes will be different as well, and under the water, because of that lighting, but also the new coloration, things are going to look slightly different here too. When I say that every biome has been changed in the game, I literally mean it here because every biome settings are different. On the other end of the spectrum, getting a little bit more chilly, a biome that was always super intense was the ice spikes biome, and yes, that eclipse in the middle of daytime feeling here, but everything overall is way less tinted blue. And of course, the same exact thing will go for every other cold biome in the game as well. If you settle in the plains biome, the snowy one, well yeah, it's gonna feel cold, but maybe a little bit less cold. Overall, this is a pretty large difference for vibrant visuals inside of this update. Which version of it do you like more? I do have a little life hack here for you though. If you miss the more intense look of the game, well, inside of visuals, vibrant visuals options, the gamma, if you turn it all the way down, well, your game is going to get really, really dark, but this does sort of simulate how the biomes looked before. Kind of. You could lower your gamma, maybe not as far, but yeah, you could see here that everything is way more blue again. Try and play around with the gamma maybe when you have some time in your world to figure out exactly where you like it. Oh no flipping way! Despite how it looks, it might look like I'm placing a stronghold portal in right now, but no, I actually randomly found this thing. After all, how would I have been able to place this thing? You can't pick up these blocks in survival Minecraft. Whoa, there's an end portal, and actually perfect. Because just about where I'd like to end today is with the end dimension as a whole. The sky coloration of the end has been changed in this update again. And look at how it looks now. We got those flashes going on. It's beautiful. And the sky is a little bit more dark now than it was in the last update. You know, it's so funny to me because I feel like they have changed the look and coloration of the end like 70 times now. I'm starting to think that when the devs hear us talk about an end update, well, I'm starting to believe that they think they want us to just keep changing the color of the sky. That's pretty beautiful. I love the new look. And so, aside from the whopping technical section of the changelog, this update, that's kind of just about it. One of our other decently large changes that does become a little bit more technical here, like you won't usually notice much of a difference, but structure placement has been improved. And in jigsaw blocks, the developers are continuing to work on them and make them a little bit better. So that'll mean structures that are multi-piece, like maybe a village, well, they might make a little bit more sense now. But anyway, Minecraft 1.21 point something. That's it. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, smash a like, subscribe. On the end card will be even more updated recaps. Check that out next if you've been out of the loop. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.